Hi, this is Matthew Almeida. Some of you may really want that this issue from San Jose de Areal be done with forever and no one talking about it repeatedly. That's my intention and desire too. However, every day something or the other pops up and are directed towards communal comments. One such comment or idea that's spreading is that Christian community in Goa does not love Shivaji Maharaj and thus they are objecting to his statue. But that's not so, and we all know it. As we saw earlier, the people of San Jose de Areal, when upon asking whether they don't want the statue of Shivaji Maharaj at all, the people said, "We want it, but do it legally." I place before you the details of ownership from Form 1 and 14. In this survey, number 229, there are two plots, number 5 and number 2. At plot subdivision number 5, these are the owners. Have a look at it and look at the type of land that is mentioned. And now look at the plot number 2 and the owners. According to Shiv Premis, they have taken permission from only one Milagris Teresa, who is a tenant in the property. But what about Agustinho Teresa, who is also a tenant? It also says that the property is cultivable. Has there been any application for conversion of land so that the access road is built? And look at the application. There's no mention that they are going to put up a statue. Some people on social media are showing the application by one owner and calling it NOC, whereas we need to keep these things in mind. Where are the NOC by other owners? Secondly, part of the property is with the government. Where is the permission from the subdivision office? But major question is, it's a cultivable land from where a access road is going. Can such thing be done? What will be the future of the access road, which is now a Kacha road? Some have gone to an extent of saying that rules for Hindus and Christians are being made different, as there's a cross also there, which is built without permission. Well, isn't that the cross been there for ages? You can ask the tenants or the property owners, they might tell you. Both the parties have submitted their case, and now let's wait as to what happens about it. Till then, making communal comments will be very, very dangerous for a delicate society like that of Goa. The history of Shivaji Maharaj and the Christians is long and quite peaceful. I have already made a video on this, and you can go and watch it. Right from building Shivaji's navy by the Vegas brothers to serving the Maratha army, there was also a Franciscan priest in Surat who received favors from Shivaji Maharaj, and both shared good relations. The Marathas also built a church as a sign of gratitude for Goan Catholics in Pune called the City Church. In Goa, there have been many statues of Shivaji Maharaj, and no one objected to it and nor said anything about it because all this was done legally. The statue in Mapsa reminds me of my childhood. I was very young at that time, and at the time of its installation, there was no noise, no chaos. Even though Mapsa has a considerable good number of Christians, nobody objected to it. But whenever something is done illegally, it has been dealt with not only by Christians but also by the Hindus. Valpur municipality took action against some people who illegally installed Shivaji Maharaj statue in the middle of the night in the heart of the market. If you look at the religious affiliation of the people of Valpoi from 2011 to 2024 census, Hindus form 57.71%, Muslims 38.31%, and Christians are just 3.93%. So, shall we say that the Hindus of Valpoi do not love Shivaji Maharaj? But we Goans, be Christians, Hindus, or Muslims, honor all our freedom fighters and do not allow anyone to be forgotten or given less honor. Should we say about Dr. Jack Sequeira then? He is called the father of Goa opinion poll. Apart from participating in freedom struggle, he also was instrumental in getting the opinion poll done. When we talk of putting his statue in the assembly along with Bausaib Bandurkar, we face lot of objection, not because it is illegal, but simply because of several other reasons. Shall I say now that Dr. Sequeira is hated by these people just because he is a Christian? I feel it won't be right on my part because I know there are many Hindu brethren also who honor him as much as I, as a Christian or any other, does. But then, what's wrong with those who oppose him and secretly talk wrong about him? The justification they give is that he is not the only one who fought for the Goa opinion poll and campaigned against merger of Goa with Maharashtra. There were several others who did their part as well. Very true. But then, my dear friends, Dr. Ambedkar is called the father of Indian Constitution. He is not the only one who contributed in making the Indian Constitution. In fact, the president of the Indian Constituent Committee was Dr. Rajendra Prasad, and Dr. Ambedkar was the chairman of the drafting committee. But the fact that Dr. Ambedkar pushed for certain laws and worded the constitution, that's the reason why he is called the father of the Indian Constitution. It's not a title given just by some few people, but the very leaders who worked with him, and the whole nation named him as father of the Indian Constitution. So also it's the same with Dr. Jack Sequeira. But I'm in particular concerned about some of our freedom fighters who are completely forgotten and not given their due honor. And thus the question that has risen these days is, are we overdoing with putting statues of Shivaji Maharaj and forgetting our other heroes? What is the amount of contribution of Shivaji Maharaj compared to our other freedom fighters? The amount of statues we have of Shivaji Maharaj in Goa compared to other freedom fighters tends to show to those who don't know Goan history properly, especially foreign tourists, that he is the only one responsible for the Portuguese to leave Goa. The future generation, who may not even opt to study history if the NEP is implemented, and may also feel the same. We are already witnessing a trend of youngsters who, in their school days, found history boring and after completing SSC never even bothered to open or read any history book. Today, they boldly write comments and videos on videos and shout slogan in a herd of fanatics without even cross-checking facts and references. One day in future, people may start considering Shivaji Maharaj as the only liberator of Goa and others be forgotten if some awareness is not done today itself. Is that the very reason why they are putting so many statues of Shivaji Maharaj? I am very suspicious about this all. Is it not injustice to our other freedom fighters who actually shed their blood for the liberation of Goa? On the celebration of the 60th Liberation Day of Goa, people from other states and even from RSS were honored, whose contribution to Goa freedom struggle is doubtful and even controversial because they have lack of evidences. Whereas Goa's own freedom fighters, about whom we have clear evidences and documented proofs, were forgotten. And because they are forgotten or not spoken about much, there's no statue of them, most of whom are Christians. People have started already thinking that Goa's Christians did very less for the liberation of Goa, or that the Portuguese may leave Goa. I am particularly considering the case of Bishop Mateus Castro from Divar, who flagged agitation against the Portuguese and wanted them out from Goa. Sadly, there is not a single statue of this bishop, not even in his own home village, the island of Divar, nor was he honored at Goa's 60th Liberation Day celebration. As reference, I am using the book Goa 1961 by Valmiki Falero and pay my tributes to him for giving us this treasure which can help us remember our heroes. Interestingly, Valmiki's book was also highlighted in Kaun Banega Crorepati episode broadcasted on 26th September 2023. What about the Pintos Revolt, in which some priests were killed for planning mutiny against the Portuguese? The next forgotten hero I want to mention is Vice Air Marshal Elric Wilmon Pinto, who bombarded the Daboli airport so that the Portuguese may not leave and actually make them surrender to the Indian army. What about Alfred Afonso from Kankona, who hoisted the tricolour at Tericol Fort? I had made a video on the Goan freedom fighters who are most almost forgotten. Please do watch and compare their contribution with the contribution of Shivaji to Goa. I'm not doing this to put down Shivaji Maharaj, but I have expressed my concerns earlier. Are we overdoing it? Are we politicizing it to such an extent that we are forgetting other heroes and doing injustice with them? On a debate on prudent media, on the topic that we are discussing, that is, are we overdoing with the statues of Shivaji Maharaj? One of the panelists argued that if people want, let them erect statues of other heroes by donating money the way these Shiv Premis had done at San Jose de Areal. But is it only those statues that are funded by people, or is it government also funds certain statues? The Shivaji Maharaj statue at Porvori is of course funded by the government. What about the statue of Parshuram at Panjim? If the government can spend crores of rupees on mythical figures, why should they not spend on historical real figures who have actually shed their blood for the state and for the nation? You must have probably come across a video shared by our own chief minister on his social media handles on what Shivaji Maharaj did for Goa. I was very inquisitive, but all that I heard was only building a temple at Narve Bicholi. Is that even a contribution for the liberation of Goa? It may be a contribution for our Hindu brethren and they should celebrate it. However, I would like to remind my viewers that Bicholi was not part of Goa at that time. It became part of Goa in 1788 when the Sonde Rajas handed over Ponda, Bicholi, etc. to the Portuguese as a part of a treaty. We, in fact, have incidents where Shivaji Maharaj made agreements with the Portuguese. One of my viewers made an interesting comment. At the time of Shivaji Maharaj, there were Portuguese in Mumbai and Versailles, but why would he leave them and come all the way to Goa to deal with these Portuguese and to drive them away without attending to those who are already present in Mumbai and Versailles? Thus, am I not right in saying that the contribution of other freedom fighters like Bishop Matheus Castro and the members of the Pinto Revolt, Air Marshal Elric Pinto, and so on, and even more Dr. Jack Sequeira are forgotten? Speaking of Dr. Jack Sequeira, I am reminded of the opinion poll and who voted for the merger of Goa and who for the separate state. As I said in my previous video on what's happening in Goa, is that those who voted for merger of Goa with Maharashtra were feeling insecure that they lost, and in order to prove that they are more Goan than others and Goa belongs to them as well, they are now trying to place icons like Shivaji Maharaj and push an idea that he too fought for Goa, and thus taking that as a platform make their place to prove that they too are Goans, while many say that they were brought in from Maharashtra. Is this true? Thus, what Shivaji Maharaj may have never done, they want to say that he has done. They want to say that he did and he too is part of Goa's freedom struggle so that they can claim legitimacy to be called Goans and accomplish the dream of Maharashtricizing Goa, a dream which was unfulfilled due to the opinion poll. I only wish, my dear friends, that we continue to read more and more and discover more, but whenever we make a statement, we must provide credible evidences and analyze the situation. Just coming out and narrating a hearsay story or something that has been orally handed down without cross checking it with documented proofs is going to create big problem for the society in Goa. Therefore, let us study more. Let us stay in harmony the way we have been. Remember, as I said earlier, we have been celebrating Shiv Jayanti and all our festivals peacefully even before this. There is no need for anyone that in every case and everything we try to do it on the basis of religion and look at it from the eyes of religion. Let's keep the peace in Goa going and let us all stay united. This is Matthew Almeida signing off.